We're in a remote corner of the world, but not so remote. Bwindi is found in southwestern Uganda, bordering the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is within East Africa. In this forest alone, we don't only have the mountain gorillas, but we have chimpanzees. We also have elephants. We have over 300 species of birds. We have so many butterflies. We have all kinds of different monkeys.
Bwindi Impenetrable National Park is a World Heritage Site. Bwindi has 22 habituated gorilla groups and Mugainga has 1. Bwindi is Pleistocene forest refuge. It has a lot of endemic species. And there are so many ecological processes taking place and the forest is evolving. And that's what makes Bwindi a very important conservation site and World Heritage Site.
Mountain gorillas live in Uganda, Rwanda, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. And they live in 2 populations. One of them is the Virunga volcanoes, which is the first discovered population. And then Bwindi is home to 43%, just over 400, just under half of the world's endangered mountain gorillas. So altogether it makes about 1,063 mountain gorillas. You don't normally see gorillas up in the trees, they're normally down. So we've got them literally getting out of bed because their nests are just here, where they went to sleep. They slept here last night. We're really pleased that the numbers of gorillas have gone up over the past 25 years. And there's a combination of factors. And the Uganda Wildlife Authority, together with NGOs working in the area and the tour operators, everyone has played a role in the increase in the number of the gorillas, which is exciting.
Now with international transport and with movement of people all over the place all the time, the potential for these diseases to spread very, very quickly is obvious. And we're seeing it now with COVID.
It's now more than ever that we really have to be careful and responsible enough to ensure that we don't endanger the already endangered mountain gorillas.
When you reach our entry points, we'll first request you to wash your hands and disinfect your boots. And we also advise that you should have 2 masks because you are going to hike. So during the hike, you'll use 1 mask. And when you reach where the gorillas are, we'll ask you to put on a face mask because you'll have sweated during the hike and so on. So when you reach the gorillas, we'll ask you to put on a face mask and we sanitize you again. And then we'll take you to the gorillas, but we'll ensure that you maintain a 10-meter distance while with the gorillas. After 1 hour of watching, and then you come back.
Gorillas do have what we call home ranges. These mountain gorillas, they are very, very close to human beings. We share about 98.4 our DNA. So there are some diseases which are easily transmitted from people to these gorillas or from gorillas to us. So when somebody is not feeling okay, is not sick, we usually advise him or her to stay behind.
Gorillas in captivity have actually contracted COVID-19, and it just shows how contagious COVID is. So we know that coronaviruses and other respiratory viruses can be a very big problem to the gorillas. They can even lead to their extinction.
We take health and safety of our clients very seriously. Remember, when you visit us, you are in the wild. So there's always all these guidelines that will be given, including, of course, not making noise, not veering away from the group that you're with, done under the supervision of very professional, experienced tour guides and rangers.
They're experienced, they know the terrain better, they know the area better. And most of them have actually habituated these gorillas. They know these families well, they know the behavior of gorillas well. And so when you are in their hands, you'll be safe.
When you visit gorillas, they're highly intelligent and you have to know how to behave in front of them. For example, don't use flash photography because that frightens them. Avoid direct eye contact. Never throw trash in the forest, even a banana peel, because they can pick it up, and if you have saliva on it, you can spread a fatal flu to them. So don't leave anything in the forest at all. I know when you're trekking, they may want to come close to you, but you have to follow the directions of your guide and always move back and be ready to not get close to them.
When you are very, very close, mostly to the young ones, to the babies, the mom or the dad, the silverback, can think otherwise that maybe you are going to grab that baby away. So we always advise our visitors not to run. If you see him maybe trying to change their minds, there is a communication we usually make. One of it is to cool them down. There they can know that, oh, maybe it has been a mistake. This is our friends, but no running.
If you need to go to the bathroom, you can only do it when you're 200 meters away from them. And if you need to defecate, you have to dig a hole 30 centimeters deep, which the ranger guide can also dig it for you. And gorillas can pick up many diseases from our fecal matter: cholera, typhoid, giardia. They can even pick up COVID from our fecal matter. So we have to be very, very careful.
Yes, we shall estimate 10 meters distance.
When you come to visit them, you should come when you've tested for COVID, because it's such a contagious disease, and you should be fully vaccinated.
Even if you are vaccinated, we advise that you put on your mask, because the mask will protect gorillas, the staff and community members from COVID in the first place, but also the other respiratory diseases that the mask will help us to protect the gorillas if we put them on. So please never remove your mask. You need to keep your mask on through the entire time.
You have to be a minimum age of 15 years old to trek. Children under 15 carry childhood diseases, and we do not want to make the gorillas sick.
This is a very fluid situation. I would encourage that if you're listening to us, please check in on our Ministry of Health website. They have daily updates, and we require that you follow the standard operation procedures for the fight against COVID.
One of the initiatives we have come up with is called the Gorilla Friendly Pledge. During this time, we want tourists to commit themselves to follow the standard operating procedures to ensure that we all protect the gorillas.
We are asking people to take the pledge to minimize the risk of disease transmission. Once you pledge to observe mountain gorilla visitation rules and you live up to that commitment, to that pledge, when you're out there in the field before the gorillas, you observe these rules. So what happens is that you put on your mask, you keep your safe distance, you're contributing to the protection and survival of the mountain gorillas. And in the long run, you're also contributing to the protection of the habitat.
A good guest becomes a partner in conservation, and this not only involves treading lightly when you're visiting them so you don't make them sick and allowing them to carry out their natural behaviors, but also supporting the communities that have to learn how to coexist with the gorillas, because by giving back to the communities, you're giving them an economic incentive not to have to enter the forest to poach and destroy the gorillas' habitat. Because not everybody benefits from the tourism industry, not everybody can be a porter or ranger or sell crafts.
Now, when you visit the mountain gorillas, you're going to one of the highest priority biodiversity hotspots on our planet. And by engaging in ecotourism and working with local communities, we're making a major contribution to helping these wonderful, unique areas survive into the future.
We acknowledge that you, our partners, and our tourists are one of our greatest assets that we have. And I believe you will have a lasting memory of Uganda.
Oh, that is a lucky show.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank
Yay.
you. Thank you.